meditation. Meditation is a state of tapping into oneself and connecting with that stillness in oneself. One should meditate if one truly feels in one's being that meditation is necessary. But I would advise, if meditation has become a physical everyday doing in one's life, one should leave meditation alone until meditation becomes actually life itself. Meditation should be that essence of being that is always present in oneself. So the state that one is in throughout the day should actually be a meditative state. And if one has to go back to that state as a ritual, as an everyday ritual, that could become burdensome on one's soul. So one should understand that meditation is actually just being, everyday being. And I'm saying one could meditate by watching TV, one could meditate by even walking, one could meditate by doing whatever one is doing. But the reason why a lot fall out of that state of meditation is specifically because one is caught up in external sources, in a sense where the inner self isn't even present, in a sense that it is at the forefront of the being. When one is out of this meditative state, one will experience being very stressful, because the essence of even the present moment is actually within the self. So if one is in that meditative state, one will be even more present in one's everyday activity, in a sense where one will be able to get the fullest out of one's present situations and circumstances, because one will be in that moment mindful and aware of all that is happening around the being. So one will have a certain sense of control, in a sense where one can create one reality the way one truly wants it to be. But when one's mind and the ego, which is the I thought, when the I takes over the true self and the essence itself, one is caught up within that ego, within that state of being, which doesn't have a fundamental or a foundational standpoint, in a sense where it can be grasped. That's why a lot of moments are lost and never to be returned, only in thoughts, or the only way one can grasp even certain past events or events that one wasn't in that meditative state in, is by being in the meditative state. And when one is within it, one can even feel that moment that when one was unawake, and one can go back into that moment, not in an astral travel sense, but in the sense of being in this moment. One can actually feel that moment, and it basically will be the same, because actually movement and linear time and all of these aspects are actually within the confines of oneness. Why I say that is oneness is actually the true state of all things, in a sense where all is stationary, all is rooted and grounded in a sense where stillness is present within all things. So at the basis of all things is that stillness. So when one is connected to the stillness, one is in a sense with the source itself in the highest way one can be with the source, or in the best way one can be in the source, by connecting to one stillness, because stillness is basically what the self is, in a sense. The self doesn't know how to be motionary and, you know what I'm saying, active. The self is actually still within all beings and all things. So when one is connected to that stillness, one experience a universal consciousness and awareness of all things. And I'ma leave it there basically. It's 11:11 tribe and I'm out, you dig?